What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Let's Talk Resident Evil. This time we have some official news to bring you as far as Resident Evil. Now, nothing has been said from Capcom as of yet, but usually when these listings appear on the Esrb website, they are in fact true, and they eventually come out as releases. Now, you might have heard about this. A lot of people in my chat, shout out to you guys for letting me know, and of course, I'm going to do a video on it because I want to talk about it and discuss it further, take a look at it myself so people have some clarification as to what is going on with these listings. So let's take a look at them. We have a couple right here that I'm going to pull up on the Esrb site. And let's start with the first one. So if you take a look here, this is Resident Evil 6. And we have the old listings down here. These are from the other console ports. But take a look here. Xbox Series. So this is basically for the Xbox Series S and X. So when you click it, it has, similar rating system. It talks about the violence, the explosions, the nude characters, of course, the boss fights, the F word appearing in the game. But the only thing that's a little bit different here is the in-game purchase, which originally wasn't in the other games. So I don't really know what this would be as far as, maybe you get a certain amount of skill points that you can purchase for Resident Evil 6, or maybe there's infinite guns or ammo that you can buy. But, usually the only in-game purchase that I know of was, in the actual game, not using real life currency. It was just using skill points. So I don't know if this just enables the other modes to be unlocked. I don't know, because typically with Resident Evil 6, you have the multiplayer that is connected to Resident Evil 6, but that was included in the game. So I don't remember having to pay extra for those modes, especially in the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions that we had before. So this is a listing here. So it looks like they're bringing Resident Evil 6 back to the Series S and X, possibly PS5, but it doesn't list the PS5 here. But you might be like, well, what's the point? We already have the PS4 and the Xbox One versions. They do run in close to 60 frames per second, but maybe this will be higher frame rate, better resolution. This isn't the first time Capcom has put out ports of their games to multiple platforms, because technically if you're on an Xbox right now and you pop in Resident Evil 6 or you boot it up, it is playing the Xbox One version of the game. Same thing with the PlayStation 4. If you pop in the PS4 version of Resident Evil 6, it's playing the PS4 version on your PS5. But maybe there will be an update, and I'm sure this will also get a PS5 version, so don't worry, anybody that's just on PlayStation, you will be able to play this as well, because usually when they port these games, they're on every console. But this is interesting. So Resident Evil 6, Xbox Series, it was listed there, but we're not done yet. We have more stuff to look at, because right here, this is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. And this is a separate listing. So they have the listings for the other versions of Resident Evil 7. There's also this version of Resident Evil 7 that's also listed on ESRB's site, which is just for the PS5. And this is essentially the, upgraded version, but just in one package. They just put these out. Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and 7 all came out physically on PS5 this month, actually, in January of this recording. And that's not what this is, though. This is basically just a separate listing for the Xbox. And as you know, or may not know, Capcom didn't put these out on Xbox, just PlayStation. So these listings can easily be going up as either A, they're going to get a physical release on Xbox, or B, they're going to just digitally update it to where when you buy it on the store, it's just going to be the series version, and the Xbox One version will just be not even attainable at that point. If you're on Xbox One, you can get it on Xbox One, but for the series consoles, this is the version you'll be getting. Because technically now, you have to download the Xbox One version of Resident Evil 7 Remake, Resident Evil 2 or 3 Remake, right? And then it will automatically know that you're on the new console and install that update. So maybe this is them just taking that out and just being like, let's just put the series version out. So Resident Evil 7 has a listing as well. And we're not even done here, because look, Resident Evil 4, this is the original Resident Evil 4. And it shows Nintendo Switch, which it has been on the Nintendo Switch. But it also shows Xbox Series now, which wasn't the case before. Because again, the version that's on the store on Xbox right now is the Xbox One version of Resident Evil 4 Original 2005, and that's what's there. So maybe Resident Evil 4 is also getting an update along with 6, and I haven't seen anything for 5. Let's see what happens when we actually look up Resident Evil 5. So let's see here. Resident Evil 5. Type it in. Yeah, it still just says PS4, Xbox One. It doesn't say anything about a series update for Resident Evil 5. This is the bottom one here. This is the original release. The middle one is for the PS3 and 360 Gold editions. And then up here, it's PS4 and Xbox One. So it's interesting Resident Evil 5 isn't getting anything as of now, or that might just come in the future. Not really sure. So this one right here is one that I've been waiting for a while to get a little update bump for the new consoles, because it has been locked. Both games have been locked at 30 frames per second, but on PC it runs in 60 and it's smooth as hell. And that is the Resident Evil Origins Collection. Yes, so this right here, now it says Nintendo Switch here, which they've been out on the Nintendo Switch for a little bit now. But the Xbox Series version, again, brand new listing for this. And it has people talking. Will we finally get a 60 frames per second for Remake and Zero? That would be really cool. There's no reason why it couldn't reach 60 frames per second on the other consoles, but even if there was any limitation that was stopping them from putting out that update, now there's definitely no reason why you should avoid a 60 frames update for the Origins Collection. So this is another listing where, again, randomly kind of showed up. A lot of people have been talking about it. They've been asking me about it, and I figured let's dive into it. Let's see what this website lists for the ESRB ratings. And usually, every single time this is posted on here, sometimes they'll have, placeholder stuff, sure. But when stuff like this gets updated, that means there is going to be, in fact, a new port version of this. It won't be a complete remaster. I know a lot of people are throwing that around like nothing. Oh, it's a remaster. Oh, it's a remaster. I don't know if it's going to be a complete remaster, but they might just improve the visuals slightly. They might just make the frame rate as high as it can be for these new consoles. I don't think these will skip the PlayStation 5 either. I just think that we have to be patient and see what they do. Are they going to put these out in a collection again? Are they going to just individually sell them all over again? I'm not sure what they're doing. Or will it just be a update like before? Because in 2022, when they put out the updates for 2 Remake, 3 Remake, and 7 for the current gen, it was a free upgrade. You just popped in your disc, it downloaded the current version. You just download your digital copy, and it will install the latest version for your console. So that would be the easiest way to do it, but Capcom does like re-releasing stuff a lot and reselling stuff. But I am one of those guys that will repurchase this if I have to, as far as playing the best version on the console. We're obviously going to play the best version. I'm just not going to settle for, the lesser Xbox One or PS4 version of Resident Evil 6 or 5 or 4. I'm going to play the best one, right? So maybe it's just a little tweak or update that they're going to do for these games that will be released. Not sure. It could be a standalone purchase. But let me know what your thoughts are on this ESRB listings or ratings. Clearly, this is official. This isn't something that's just made up or a leak or a report that's fake. This is actually on the official ESRB website, which does all the ratings for all the games over here in America. So I don't know when they're going to do this. I don't know how. But let's just kick back and see what else they have in store for some of these releases for these older games or updates for these older games. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about this, and don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Let's Talk Resident Evil.